What is up, badass babe? Coach Holly coming at you, dropping another episode of the Girl Boss Project podcast. And on today's show, I am hitting you with my favorite episode of the week, Tough Love Thursdays with Coach Hall. And today, I'm going to be talking about why you need to stop waiting because, girlfriend, you are never going to be ready. You need to stop waiting to be ready. You need to stop waiting for the perfect time because you're never going to be ready. And there's never going to be a perfect time. And this is legitimately in the top 2 excuses. Yes, excuses of why you, women, can't get started on your weight loss journey. The first excuse, and I did an entire podcast ripping this excuse to shreds of I don't have time. Bullshit. We all have the same 24 hours. Now, I get it. While we all have the same 24 hours, we don't all live the same lives. I get it. Some of us, I work all the time, 80 hours a week. Some of you work 60, some of us work 40, some of us go to school, some of us are parent, like all this stuff. So how you utilize the same 24 hours, I totally understand, is completely different for all of us. But the reason most of us, and I was there too for a long time, because we have this misconception because of all of the information coming at us, all the Insta gurus and coaches and all these plans and programs and shit out there telling you that in order for you to be successful, you must be perfect. In order for you to be successful, you must give up. In order for you to be successful, you must restrict. In order for you to be successful, don't even freaking think about leaving your house and being social. And God forbid, don't even think about holiday season, load up that plate with, turkey and veggies and all this other bullshit. I don't know about you, but all of that does not sound fun. And last I checked, life, whenever we get to the end of our road, okay? And I'm just going to tell you straight up, I don't know where this came from, but I have always, since as far back as I can remember, I have always had perspective. I don't know where this came from, but I always had perspective on the bigger picture. Always. Again, I don't know where this came from, but last I checked, in life, on this journey, when we get to the end of the road, hopefully for most of us that happens way long ago. But I can guarantee you one thing, that when you are laying there at the end of it all, you're not going to wish that you did more diets. You're not going to wish that or that you were happy about not being able to do X, Y, Z. You're not going to do any of that. In fact, most people are going to wish they spent more time with their kids and people who matter. You're going to wish you took those opportunities to be spontaneous. You're going to wish that you didn't care so much what people thought. You're going to wish that you didn't diet your life away. And that is why I'm on a mission to help women, because life should be fun. Life doesn't need to always be hard. There's so much hard shit out there. Nutrition, loving yourself, being confident, and living a life that you love on the pursuit of your goals. That is what life is about, at least in my book. It's not about sacrifice. Yes, of course, in order to get to where you want to go, we do have to sacrifice some things. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I have a big ass mission with my coaching business. And that does mean that I need to sacrifice Hulu. That means I need to sacrifice Netflix. That means I have to sacrifice some things because I want something more important than some fucking series on Netflix. Yes, we make sacrifices. But what I'm talking about is sacrificing moments, sacrificing and giving up to believe that that's the only way that you can lose weight. It's completely false. So most of us fall victim to this I don't have time excuse or belief because we have been told that in order for you to lose weight, you have to spend X amount of hours meal prepping, X amount of hours working out every single day, X amount. And by the time you add all this shit up, you're looking at least 10 hours a week. I don't know about you. Even if my body is a super priority, you don't need to invest 10 hours a week between all that stuff. And I know some people, because when clients come into my program, they tell me what they're doing. Most people are implementing more than that, or you're never getting started because you think you need to have all this time. So first excuse is I don't have time. I call BS. You don't need to have a plan that takes up a lot of your time to be successful. My clients, they implement 5 super simple daily action steps, and you can get the body you want literally in like 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now, that is like, hey, I've got a super busy lifestyle, this, that, and the other, and I can fit in 10 to 15 minutes of fitness. Fan-freaking-tastic. That's what we do, and we make sure the nutrition is super on point. Most of my clients, we're rocking out 90 minutes a week between 3 20 to 30-minute sessions. By and large, no matter how busy we are, we can all fit that in. So I did a podcast a while back. You can go back, look through the archives. I ripped that excuse to shreds. But the second reason, which is what I want to talk about primarily today, is stop waiting until you're ready, because you're never going to be ready. The second reason that you haven't gotten started, or that has, delayed you from getting started, is because you think that you have to be ready. You think that there's a perfect time, that you need to have your calendar, be it for 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks and beyond, clear in order to be successful. And I hate to break it to you, you do not. And also, I don't know ever, and maybe you can relate to this, I don't know that I've ever had a 12-week chunk of time that I haven't had anything going on. I literally am racking my brain. I cannot think about a 3-month time frame, even with coronavirus, that I haven't had anything going on. And yes, you could artificially create that. And I put out a post last week. It was fuck fairy tales, because most of us believe that the only way to be successful is if we have this made up fairy tale program and life. We close off the doors to everything else. We become hermits. We isolate. We give up. We restrict. We put all these boundaries so that my plan, my execution can be perfect. And I can't have any of these other things in order to be successful. Completely freaking false. And last I checked, you're never going to be ready. None of us are ever going to be ready. It's never going to be the perfect time. It's never going to be the perfect time. In terms of, stuff that's coming up, every single week, last I checked, we've got Fridays, we've got Saturdays, we've got the weekends, we've got Sunday fun day every week. We've got holidays. We are coming in fast moving in to the holiday season. We've got Halloween this weekend. We've got a long weekend coming up in November. We have Thanksgiving. We have, Christmas. We have New Year's. We have Valentine's Day. We have St. Patrick's Day. We have 4th of July, all this stuff. There's literally, if you look at the calendar, there is something every single month. There's bridal showers, weddings, and I know these things are a little bit less now because of Corona, but there's shit all the time. So if you're waiting for some block of time where you have nothing, either you are just wishful thinking and not in reality because that doesn't exist, or your only other option is to artificially create that. And I don't know about you, but I know actually, because I used to live that life at the start of my fitness journey, the start of my weight loss journey. I thought the only way to be successful was to have 12 to 16 weeks of literally I was in a fortress all on my own, nothing, and I couldn't do anything. I said no, this, that, and the other. And it sucked. It sucked. And I know you've done it before, and I know you know that it sucks, which is why you can't stay consistent. That's one of the 2 reasons women ultimately quit their programs, is because, yes, although you might be getting results, it's so restrictive, it's so limiting that it's not something that you can sustain. So I need you to understand, stop waiting until you're ready. Stop waiting until this perfect time, because this perfect time doesn't exist. There's always something. And if you don't know how to be successful, if you don't know how to lose weight with Thanksgiving, if you don't know how to lose weight with Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, birthdays, all this stuff, if you don't know how to lose weight, then that is ding, 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 like sirens are going off freaking loud as shit that you don't have a lifestyle program. You are still in diet mode, diet mentality, and you're never going to be successful because every single year it's the same thing. Every single week it's the same thing. The calendar is not going to change. The holidays are not going to change. This is not going to change. What has to change is you. What has to change is how you think about losing weight. What has to change is you moving as far away from restrictive under eating and moving to a flexible lifestyle plan. I had a client, she joined at mid-December last year. Between the time she joined and right after New Year's, she had 13 social engagements. 13 social things, because, this was before coronavirus. She had 13 things coming up, parties, this, that, and the other. And in her first 90 days, she dropped 27 freaking pounds. And she is now at her lowest weight in over 34 years. And she's never going back to the way that she was. Because I straight up asked her on her brainstorm call, do you want to live the rest of your life dieting? No, you don't. I just told her the answer. No, you don't, because that life sucks. So you need to understand, stop waiting until the perfect time. There is no perfect time. It doesn't exist, right? It's like, stop waiting for fairy tales. Stop waiting for the perfect whatever. It doesn't exist, okay? And also, stop waiting until you're ready, meaning you think, and I know because I was here, both in my weight loss journey and my business journey, I was always waiting until one day I was like, you need to start before you think you're ready, because you can do, I used to be a very heady, like, okay, I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to do all this and I'm going to and map it out. And then, so I rewind back to like 9 months ago, whatever, 10 months ago, 12 months ago, when I started mapping out a new, basically a new coaching system, a new roadmap, every like client deliverables, everything. And I mapped it all out. I was like, this is freaking amazing. Mapped it out, created the workbook, like everything, my entire system. And I can tell you with 1000% certainty that what I created in my head, what I thought, what I planned up, what I thought about, what I read about, all this stuff, versus what I actually do and how I speak to my clients and what I take them through, it is very, very different. Because no matter how much you sit back and think, no matter how much knowledge you acquire, no matter how many podcasts you listen to, audiobooks, things, no matter how much education and planning you have around something, that does not even compare to actually freaking getting in the trenches and implementing. Knowledge will only get you so far. You take that like 10x when you actually get in the ring and you start implementing. And you know this to be true because it's played out so many times in your life. You thought one thing and then you got in motion and you're like, oh, that actually gives me more clarity. It makes more sense. This is happening, right? Because thinking, acquiring knowledge, planning it out, that's in a vacuum. It works in a perfect scenario. But life isn't perfect. Life isn't a vacuum. Life isn't about, or at least I don't want it to be about, being a hermit, saying no to all these things. You should be able to live your life. You should be able to enjoy social outings. You should be able to enjoy holidays. You should be able to do all of those things and still get consistent results. And while you are doing those things, you deserve to do those free and clear of guilt and with confidence that you're going to get results every single week, every single month. Just like my client I told you about last year, who had 13 parties and social things and Prosecco and all this stuff. And in 90 days was down 27 pounds, now is down more and at her lowest weight in over 34 years. So fuck perfect. Fuck waiting until you're ready, because you're never going to be as ready as you think. And then truth is, the calendar days, the weeks, the months are going to pass. Because if you've been following me, which I know many people have, even though the podcast is new, if you've been following my content, one of my clients yesterday who's been in my program For 7 months, she came through my 90-day program, and she's now in my mastery program, my metabolic mastery. And she said, she's been, a lot of my clients, most of my clients listen to the podcast. And she said, you tell us this stuff all the time, right? And in these, there's so profoundly basic messages and she was telling me about one that really resonated with her, even though she's heard it a million times because she's my coaching client. And the best thing about what she said was the contradiction almost of profoundly basic, right? And that's the key. So many of us are bought into the belief, because we're getting those messages, that in order for you to achieve the weight loss that you want, it's got to be complicated. It's got to take all this time. It has to be perfect. You need to wait until you block off that. Like, no, fuck perfect. Fuck being ready. Take action anyways, because I'm telling you, no amount of knowledge, no amount of sitting back and planning for it is ever going to give you the same clarity as implementing, right? Just like my client, 7 months into the program is still having revelations. And what she said after she said that she was profoundly basic revelations were coming to her from listening to the podcast, is she says, I think back to the last 7 months, and the reason why I'm still going at this is because I haven't felt restricted for a day. And that is mind-blowing to her. So I am here to tell you that the calendar days, the weeks, the months are going to pass whether you like it or not. And if you've been following me for any length of time, I guarantee that you've been hearing these same profoundly basic messages for a month, for 3 months, for a year, for 2 years. So my call out, because this is tough love, is if you've been hearing these messages, if you've been feeling like maybe this is possible for me, what's holding you back? Because the time is past. I'm moving forward, my clients are moving forward, but you're still stuck. So now is your opportunity, whether it's implementing everything I've talked about in the past 28 freaking episodes of the podcast, or you reach out to me and ask me questions, or you inquire about code, whatever your path is. Stop staying stuck. Choose to move forward, because I guarantee you will see more results by taking action than sitting there and thinking about it, creating some perfect fake ass scenario. It doesn't exist. So we need to squash the lack of time. Go back. I don't know the number right now, but go back through the podcast archives, deep dive into that number one excuse, which I call complete BS on. And girl, listen to me. Listen to me. Replay this entire podcast if you need it. Stop waiting until you're ready, because you'll never be ready. None of us will ever be ready for what's actually going to happen. The way that you move forward, the way that you actually get more ready is by taking action and figuring shit out along the way. So get off the damn sidelines, get into the ring, and stop talking about how unhappy you are. Stop talking about how you want to make a change. Stop talking and start doing. And that is it. That is my tough love episode from the bottom of my heart. I want nothing more than for you to be successful. But you got to stop talking and get your ass in the ring and get into action. And if you don't know if you can be successful, then I promise you, you have never implemented the right plan. You have never implemented a flexible lifestyle plan, because I'm going to show you. We're coming into the holiday season. I'm going to show you. I'm going to be blasting it out. I'm going to be talking about myself and my clients winning, seeing results. And that shit doesn't happen with restrictive plans. It doesn't. Because 10 to 1, like all my clients were before they came into my program, you are stressed. You're stressed about the holidays. You're stressed about what to tell Aunt Susie, because you don't want her to be like, oh, you're on another diet again. And you're already pre-gaming and pre-planning for how you're going to tackle the holidays. Bullshit. You don't need it if you're actually on the right plan. So stop talking, get off your ass, get in the ring, start taking action on your goals. Because I don't want you to be here talking the same game, feeling like shit in 3 months, in 6 months, in 12 months. So again, tough love, Coach Hall coming at you. Get your ass up, get into motion, and I will see you on the flip side.